The morning edition of the Cowboys Report is made possible by Rhone. 20% off on all of their products. You go to Rhone.com/chatsports. More on them later on in today's show. We will talk draft during today's video, but we begin with CeeDee Lamb, as who else but TMZ bumped into CeeDee Lamb and got him to discuss his future in Dallas, at least briefly, after yesterday's reports of a likely holdout coming, even in the voluntary stage of a holdout, which we'll spend some more time on here for Lamb and for the Cowboys. We will get to what Lamb said, but we did break down the quote and what a contract might, or with the report, and what a contract might look like on yesterday's video. We are gaining ground against Eagles now in the April sub battle. Help us catch them. They got a smaller fan base, smaller channel. They have the advantage there because there's more audience to grow into. Let's make sure they don't win. Hit that sub button for more free Cowboys YouTube videos all off-season long. Now, again, as we broke down yesterday, this was the report from Michael Gelkin. The Cowboys will start their spring workout program April 15th, barring a contract extension that, when complete, is expected to make Lamb the highest-paid receiver in NFL history. Lamb won't take the field. At least that is the precedent he appears certain to follow. Now, Lamb said this on Dallas' holdout rumors, etc. I'm looking forward to winning and being out there with my guys and making another run at this thing. Yeah, I'll be in Dallas. So for starters, it is nice to hear this. No, it's nice to hear he's not going to try to demand a trade. I also don't know how likely this actually impacts, or if there's any real impact on a potential short-term skipping of voluntary workouts, holdout of maybe minicamp, or a hold-in scenario. Now, for our purposes for the next upcoming weigh-in, a holdout is going to refer to skipping to mandatory things. That is a differential. It's voluntary workouts. It's voluntary OTAs. Now, you want every single person there. It's not technically a holdout because you can't get fined for it, but, it's voluntold things more than anything. So, really, minicamp in June, training camp in July. Do you think CeeDee Lamb will hold out this offseason? Y for yes, N for no. It is the pinned comment on this video. The ad comes on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Head down there. Y for yes, N for no. Here are the upcoming noteworthy off-season dates. You have workouts beginning next week, April 15th. We'll see if we can even get word of who's there, who's not there. OTAs at the end of May, minicamp in June, and training camp in late July. Look, I don't want this to be messy. I don't think Lamb is going to be the trade me type of guy. I think he wants to be in Dallas. You guys might not always like the quarterback. The other players on this team do, including your superstar wide receiver. Now, you have to pay him massive figures. I know there will be sticker shock involved there. This is going to be, I think, a $30+ million per year deal. If you're lucky, you just barely beats out Tyreek Hill. Even though Tyreek Hill's deal is kind of fake with some of the final year stuff, the prorated number as salary has gone up. A.J. Brown's 25 is basically 30 and a half-ish from what it is right now. So I know there's sticker shock. We broke down the contract on yesterday morning's video. We'll see what happens with Lamb moving forward, but this is a deal that really should get done, and I'll be pretty mad if it does not get done come the start of training camp. I'll be pretty damned upset. Even more so than maybe I already am. Now, I am at least comfortable in what I am wearing, and that is a Rhone polo. It's not just polos that they have. They've got pants, dress shirts, quarter zips, blazers as well. Some of the newer options there. I think mobility is everything. That goes for just quarterbacks. It can't be a statue anymore, and also for what you wear. Rhone's signature four-way stretch fabric is breathable, flexible, and works everywhere from your commute to work to the 19th hole or the 18th hole, or I guess 1 to 18 holes if you're a golfer like I am. Get some unparalleled confidence without all the hassle. Rhone's commuter collection features wrinkle release technology and is 100% machine washable. Looking good, it really is that easy. The commuter collection from Rhone can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to Rhone.com/chatsports and use code chatsports. Save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you go to RHONE.com/chatsports and use code chatsports. Upgrade your closet and find your corner office comfort today with Rhone. The link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. Let's move to the NFL draft, and I want to discuss what is one of the worst mock drafts, it's not just a first-round mock draft, that I've seen in a very long time. And it comes to us from Chad Reuter of NFL.com, who pretty consistently puts out bad mock drafts. Let's get into the picks. Round 1, pick 24. It's running back Jonathon Brooks. Now, I would not be surprised if come round 2, the Cowboys say, yeah, let's pick Jonathon Brooks. The idea of taking the Texas running back, who is a good player, with a one-year wonder, to be fair, but good, I think, athletic ability, traits, etc., coming off a torn ACL, I think is a terrible idea. If the Cowboys draft a running back in round 1 this year, I'm going to lose my mind. It doesn't make, this is not Bijan Robinson. This isn't even Jahmyr Gibbs. This is not a player who should go in round 1, especially when these were the other guys on the board. Troy Fautanu out of Washington, Leatu Latu, Tyler Guyton, Amarius Mims, Jax Powers-Johnson. All these great offensive linemen are there, and Chad is out here having the Cowboys take a running back. Brutal. What would be your one-word reaction if the Cowboys took a running back in round 1? Mine is jump, because that's how I'm going to feel in terms of what I want to do. Drop your one word for me in the comment section right now. Good news, Chad got an offensive lineman in round 2. Bad news, it's a pretty significant reach. This is Brandon Coleman out of TCU. Now, I think he was a local visit, by the way, for the Cowboys, so certainly a name to monitor. I've got an early, mid-ish day 3 grade on him. You're taking him at pick 56 overall. He got worse this year. Tested pretty well, solid athlete. Maybe he was battling, I think he might have been battling an injury this year, but he wasn't a great run blocker, and he got beat a lot in pass protection. Once he got into Big 12 play, by the way, did not play very well. This is an even worse pick than Jonathon Brooks in round 1. This guy's not going to crack my top 100. He did nail the 3rd round pick, which is Zach Frazier, but also, how the hell was Zach Frazier here? This is a bad mock draft because you're getting a guy that I think could easily go, and I think will go top 50, top 40. I would sprint to him if he was there at 56. He's available in the 3rd? What are we doing out here? It doesn't make any sense. I would love Zach Frazier in the 3rd. I'd love him in the 2nd. No way, even with anything about the draft theory, he's going to be there in the 3rd round. The 5th round pick is fine. It's Josh Newton out of TCU. I don't know how you're going to help your defensive line if you don't get a pick in the 5th round, but you have too many needs to fill there. I've got actually a pretty comparable grade on Brandon Coleman, as I do Josh Newton. Obviously, very different draft picks and different positions, etc. Little bit of an older player, but he's flashed some press man ability despite not greatest athletic testing, and those guys do tend to go a little bit earlier. So I actually wouldn't mind him at all in the 5th round. I'd be on board with that one. But your first 2 picks were so terrible, and the 3rd round pick was such nonsense that it's like, what are we doing out here? So grade that Cowboys mock draft. A, B, C, D, or F. I would despise it. Maybe D is my grade. Although, I love Frazier. But you still can't make up for the 2 bad picks earlier. Sound off in the comment section right now. I did want to wrap up today's show with some conversation on the Cowboys potentially drafting a tight end this year. Seen that floated about, bandied about as a potential option, in part because the Cowboys brought in Ja'Tavion Sanders for a visit. Now, I don't know if we'll ever get real confirmation here, but JT Sanders does qualify as a local visit. He grew up in the area, went to high school in the region, so he shouldn't necessarily be a 30 visit. When we do our 30 visit tracker, he's going to have the asterisks on him of what's actually going on here? But Sanders didn't test that great. I think it'd be kind of a dumb pick for the Cowboys because taking a tight end, especially an early round tight end, is stupid. That's a garbage draft strategy, and you're saying you screwed up somewhere along the line, and you're doubling down on drafting a backup early. I get that we are disappointed by how Luke Schoonmaker played in year one. That is fine. Jake Ferguson is your tight end one. So unless you're just going to let Fergie leave in a year, which also, what are we doing? That doesn't make any sense to me. The strategy is you're going to have a backup for a couple years whose ceiling is capped as a tight end 2. Tight end 2 has value. Tight end 2 coming in round 2 is dumb. That's why the Luke Schoonmaker pick looks really bad right now. So you're going to do it again? You have Peyton Hendershot. Have John Stevens. If you want to spend a 7th round pick, okay, sure. That's a 7th rounder. You can't have a bad 7th round pick. It's so late in the process. I'd be pretty blown away if the Cowboys drafted a tight end with any of their premium picks, because it's horrible roster and draft asset management. And frankly, you have to consider firing people because it just doesn't make any sense.